Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another World of Tanks replay with your host, Great Taz. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell from occasional to always to get instant notifications. So let's get this battle on the road in 3, 2, 1, roll out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this action, I have another rant. There will be a link in the description towards the end of this rant. And while I do that, I'm going to do some other things that I normally do. Alright, first off, the Wargaming needs to do something with their replay system, or they need to stop with the, literally the every other week, every once a week, adding new updates, which breaks the ability to see replays. So if you got replays that are, we're currently in, I think, like 1.6.7 or 0.7, and you have a replay from that, and you want to see it, especially on my channel or some other people's channel, you need to make sure you get to us and ask us to record it as quickly as possible. Because soon as 1.6.1 comes out, you're not going to be able to see that because the game doesn't allow the for some reason, the game doesn't like older replays. So if it's not the newest replay from the newest new replay from the newest patch, it's not going to actually work right. All right. So, like I said, if you want us people to actually get to it and get you a good replay. Sorry, I'm sitting here. Like I said, I said I'm going to try to do a few things that I would normally have done. I kind of forgot. And you can see how I do my setups. So it normally would have been done on a normal basis. Lo and behold, try to make sure to get our attentions to, say this. We're still not going to get to them all. I know I can't keep multiple versions of World of Tanks on my computer anymore because it's mandated, Wargaming mandated in some way, shape, or form that I must download the stinking game center to be able to run World of Tanks anymore. And on top of that, lo and behold, it automatically updates every one of my things. I used to have 3 versions of World of Tanks on my computer, and they all got updated to the most recent. This was about a month ago. They all got updated to the most recent version when I opened it up without even my knowledge, and so there and behold, I was totally screwed over once again. So just if you want us to get up replays, also if you're posting in our discords, my link is below in the description. For replays, make sure you put the version of the replay in, like if it's 1.6.0.7, that does matter because earlier today I tried to look at one of my replays, my own personal replays from 1.6.0.5, and lo and behold, it gave me the same thing. Open up and automatically close. Open up, start to open up and automatically close. And I've done the whole uninstall and reinstall and clean my cache, and I've done the basic computer maintenance bullcrap. I'm not computer illiterate, so and you hear it from every IT group when you have a computer, do these things and it'll help. Well, after hearing it about freaking 1,000 times, it becomes second nature. You have a problem, you jump right on that. So anyways, we're going to shut my mouth and we're going to get on with this replay. Again, link to skip this is in, not that it does any good at the end of the rant. Link is in the description if you want to go through this video again and just completely skip this rant. All right, here we go. We're going to watch War Child, I believe. Yes, War Child from the OPIC clan. OPEC clan. I would call it PIC because PIC is considered PIC for most. And he's going to play the AT-15 for us today, and this is going to be. Oh, I was in free camera. I was wondering why it wasn't moving around. And he's going to play the AT-15, which is a British Tier 8 tank destroyer. Now it's one of the one of the original line, which actually originally led up to the FV 215B 183, which is an actual tank. You know, a lot of people will know that at that time they also added the FV 21. It was the British heavies and tank destroyer line is what they had added at that time, and they added the FV 215B. Which was not an actual tank. The Brits didn't make that tank. That was something that Wargaming, I mean, it was an idea, but they never made the tank. So it was an idea Wargaming came up with, which is a lot of stuff going on in War Tanks. All right, this is the very bad graphical. As you can see, it's a graphical issue. Right there, the AMX 45, which is not really very wise to actually sit broadside to anything. I don't care what it is. Now the KV 122, which is definitely only a tier 6, is definitely someone stole his kill. That was all his. He did all the damage. Oh well. Sorry, Wild Child. It happens. Anyways, as we sit here and continue to watch Wild Child, I mean, just for someone who has the AMX M445, you think they would have learned a long time ago how to side scrape. But looking at the stats on the side, I don't even know what to call that person when their WN8 is a 264. It's just ridiculous, I guess. Here, Wild Child notices that here it finally the pings grab his attention of a sudden, and he starts moving. But I don't think he was moving that general direction. Everyone seems to be moving away from the high lines. I'll call them the high lines, the high number lines, or the east lines. We'll call them. That would actually be better if you consider the top of the map, mini map north, and the south. And then the left is going to be west, and the right is going to be east. So don't mind me ranting. As you can see here, Wild Child, of course, the whole thing about the AT line, and it seriously, I've played through this. I played through it to get to the 183 before it was removed from the tech tree and then replaced with the Badger. Now, of course, the reason you're seeing this is because the Badger is on track for this week and the next 2 weekends. So we're going to give you, again, my goal has always been to give you some good gameplay and allow you to see how some of these tanks can really be played. Now you can tell there's a couple, Matt Wildchild here is a pretty decent player with his WN8 score up there on the left. You can tell him he's a decent player. And he's pretty knowledgeable. One, he does have a decent crew. He at least has one perk across the board because his commander has 6 cents. Now there we go with that that AMX M4. He goes, oh, I'm being shot by that stinking tortoise again, and you got to drive right to him. Now you're trying to get that right on that edge because there is the models in the tanks for Wargaming aren't exactly perfect. Okay. And it is hard to get that. I mean, they can, but nothing is perfect. Ooh, this is not really a good thing. A T-28 is going to do some. Ow. Well, I would say a T-28 would do some damage, but he is a tomato, and he's firing HE out of the T-28 prototype, which has 120. If it's top gun and top turret, has a 120 millimeter cannon and has really good penetration. I mean, if he would have used a standard round, he would have easily done a 200 damage to Wild Child here. Right, Wild Child sees the ooh. Now this player is a little bit better player, so they probably have some idea of their tank. It might be new to them. Oh, there he got shot in the butt by the AT-7. He's not overly worried about the AT-7. I mean, the AT-7 will if he doesn't move quickly enough. Ping him to death. Notice there as he's moving, he is auto-locking. That way his gun is pointed in that general direction, and he does not have to worry about it. Now, it is pretty much an even battle rate at this point. He is moving because he doesn't want the AT-7 or the T-28 prototype, or not, it is the prototype, T-28 prototype to come up behind his back. And again, the T-28 prototype is still firing HE rounds. Yeah, HE is guaranteed damage, and I think that's how too many people look at it. It's guaranteed damage, and I do think the HE rounds need to be nerfed a little bit for their damage. I think their damage needs to be dropped by 10%. No, I don't think that their penetration needs to be increased at all. I just think their damage needs to be nerfed all across the board by 10%, and that would eliminate the all premium, all freaking. All right, here we're gonna have a little fight. The WZ shooting at the front of a tortoise is not the smartest thing, and then charging up on a tortoise is even less smart because you're going to get hit. They're both slinging gold rounds there. One being heat, one being APCR. You're both going to end up, you don't charge the front of any of the British TDs. Matter of fact, you don't charge the front of any of them unless you can know for sure you can out-damage them. Because the British tanks are really, the majority of them, all except for the FV 4005 Stage 2 line, is really, and excluding Artie, is really about putting a lot of damage out fast. Oh, and they're lights. So, okay, we'll keep it to their mediums, heavies, and TDs are really about putting their non-turreted TDs are about putting out a lot of damage quickly. And as you can see here, he's sticking with the gold rounds just on the double side of ouch, Artie. Artie's always a damning piece. But you know what happens. Artie is part of the game. It's not going anywhere. And for people to keep complaining about it, all it's going to do is really just make it unplayable. And it's gotten pretty damn close to that point, actually. As you can see here, Wild Child, he is in the slowest tank on the battlefield right now. Overall, this whole line is slow, but it can pump out the damage quickly. They have high pen, low damage guns, and with fast reload rates, faster than normal. So as you can see here, it looks like I don't even know what was shooting. That was an artillery piece shooting, but I'm not sure which team's artillery piece was shooting and what they were actually shooting at. Here's the AT-7, which is that the tier 6 one? Well, kill it so I can't see. Yes, that is that's the tier 7. I'm not sure why he just shot his teammate. Maybe because the teammate was being a coward. But Wild Child, I don't really condone it. Unless you get shot first, I don't condone shooting your allies for any, only the reason is to, yes, I do it. I get irritated sometimes, and but I really don't condone it, and I do, I don't overly feel bad, but I know it's wrong. So I don't really condone shooting of allies for no apparent reason, especially if they did not shoot you. I understand the accidental hits. They happen all the time. I get accidentally hit left and right, especially when it comes to Artie. I do like the fact that they did turn off team damage, and there you go, only one more to go for allies, but I think it's also a bad thing. Now there's other ways to troll people and kill them and just annoy them. It's stupid. They need to fix the trolling. They need to fix the blocking. Like if an ally actually gets in your way, okay, we're going to take a couple shots here. not slinging that gold around anymore because he knows he doesn't need to. He's going to get that kill easily because of his rate of fire. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a win. And with that, a little ranting going on through there, but really good game, Wild Child. I did enjoy it. I do like the British line. As you can see here, the British tanks have a lot of frontal armor. They do have weak points. So you can see the flat sides of there are the weak points. That turret is also a weak point. And there's a few other weak points on the front of the British non-turreted TD line. Their sides and the rears are really their superior, their mega weak points. And when you get all of that done, their speed is also a weak point. So in turn, it's a interesting thing to see. So let's go ahead and take a trip on over to whatreplays.eu to see how he did today. As you can see, he got Ace Tanker. And pretty much all of my on-track replays are of Ace Tankers, unless it's a really superior battle. I've not found too many of those or been sent too many of those. So, but if you wish to send me a replay, go ahead and jump on my Discord and follow the directions in the replay section. Or there is directions in the description. All right. Hey, got Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, 1 bond, and that comes from Steel Wall. Now, his Ace Tanker comes from his 1,500 base experience. I'm going to say again, my average, I know on the North American server, is roughly about 1,200 in any tank. We'll get you it, or we'll be really close to it. All right. So, and his Steel Wall, basically, how do you get Steel Wall? You got to block. That makes no sense. Receive 11 hits of any player. Receive the most hits, at least 11, of any player on your team with the potential damage of 1,000 points and survive. There must be something wrong with this because basically he only blocked 920 by this reporting. So that's not a qualifying number for Steel Wall. Now, he did receive 11 hits, and I don't think it should be of your own team. I think they took that part out of it. I think that might be an old posting, but I still know the 1,000 and the 11 hits are 2 requirements. So overall, he didn't meet the second requirement. The primary requirement is receiving 11 hits, and then the second requirement is having 2,000 damage. The tertiary or third requirement is actually surviving the battle, which he did do. So he did 2 of the 3 requirements, but yet he still got it. I'm not quite sure how that worked out. Anyways, let's quit ranting about that. 32 shots fired, 27 hit, 21 of them was penetrated, 4,330 damage. Didn't get him high caliber, but it is the most damage of overall. Okay. And basically, it's over 2 times the amount of the second player on his team. So he really carried the team. Only 209 of it was from long range. So if this a lot more with this was at least 1,000, I think it is from long range. You get he would have got the new tank sniper. Received 11, 3 pen, 7 didn't, 2 splashes, 4 spotted, 7 damaged, 4 destroyed. If he would have had 1 less destroyed, no, it still wouldn't have mattered. Not enough difference. 854 in assist, captured 8 points, and traveled 2.2 kilometers. Didn't really travel far because, again, the AT line, we'll call it the AT line or the Badger line, is really slow. And got some decent credits, but did fire a lot of premium ammo there, once, especially going up against the 120. So, in turn, he burnt a lot of his credits right there, and what got him the negative income. Received 1,500 base experience. We know that from his basically his ace tanker, which is kind of weird because 1500 is an exact number. I don't think I've gotten that, but maybe a few times. Never really overly paid attention to it either. But he had personal reserves running, which it was worth 150%. That makes no sense because yeah, that's 750 more. I didn't know there was a 1.5%, but anyways. And then got 4,500. Anyways, overall, it's Wild Child. It was a really good game. Did enjoy the replay. And thank you for uploading it to wattreplays.com. And ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this replay and enjoyed Wild Cloud's replay upload here, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not, you actually know what to do. If you are not a subscriber, please take a moment to subscribe. Clicking that subscription button, then clicking the notification bell, and then changing that from occasional to always will get instant notifications of all my new uploads. With that all being said, I'm going to roll on out of here, out into the Wild West of tanks, and we will see you again soon. This is Great Taz, signing off.